20 seconds. Breath. Warning. This exercise must not be done if you suffer from high blood pressure or heart trouble without a doctor's approval and supervision. This exercise must not be done without the thorough knowledge of the principles governing it, as detailed in the accompanying literature. Ready? Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. Close your right nostril. Ready? Inlet. Bandhu. Outright. Release neck. In right. Bandhu. Out left. Release neck. In left. Bandhu. Outright. Release neck. In right. Bandhu. Out left. Release neck. In left. Bandhu. Outright. Release neck. In right. Bandhu. Out left. Release neck. In left. Bandhu. Outright. Release neck. In right. Bandhu. Out left. Release neck. In left. Bandhu. Outright. Release neck. In right. Bandhu. Out left. Release neck. In left. Bandhu. Outright. Release neck. In right. Bandhu.
Out left, release neck. Peace, peace, my peaceful people. What's good? It's your brother man say I knew from Full Moon Sunday. Yes, we are back. I see a couple people in the spot. Hello. Yeah, so that was the Nimanu Nadi Shuddhi breathing. Invokes a little bit of sweat because it's a piece. It's a cleansing breath. This is a breath that will cleanse and purify the nadis, which is the psychical channels. So, meditation like Auset, we're definitely trying to, go inward, right? Tap into the parasympathetic. So this nadi shuddhi breathing is like a tweak, a hack that you will do to increase your receptivity, right? Your ability to psychically perceive and whatnot. So yeah, normally I would do nadi shuddhi for 15 to 20 minutes or so. I'm not going to do it too much because there's technical aspects to nadi shuddhi, but I just wanted to do a little bit of nadi shuddhi again. Right, a lot of folks are new, don't want to do too much of that. Um, so yeah. So let's get the we do a sebek invocation because it's important to get the negative thoughts out, right? The strange thoughts, the thoughts that ain't in accord with what you're trying to do, trying to get them out the way, right? So one sebek piece is the difference of the sidereal versus tropical astrology. I did some videos on that. You can check those out anytime. But yeah, uh, you know, I kind of, I presented the video letting people know that I basically jumped the gun. I kind of heard somewhere in the, this tarot sphere somewhere where it talked about the new moon in Leo, or something, the full moon in Leo. So, when I checked my ephemeris, I said, "Oh yeah, boom, yeah, that's about right." But what I failed to do was check the sidereal ephemeris. And the sidereal ephemeris is always going to be more accurate than anything else, right? The tropical ephemeris is based on a fixed determination of things, and everything is not fixed. There's fluctuation that occurs within 0 to 23 degrees or so, this way or that way. So you can basically be born on the same day in different years and be different signs depending on that fluctuation. And it has to do with the wobble of the earth. And it's a whole lot of technical jargon that we ain't going to do on Auset Day, right? So, yeah, so basically, had a brother thinking that it was going to be Heru new moon, or sorry, Heru full moon cycle. But in actuality, it's still Auset cycle, right? So, there's some stuff to that. You know what I mean? There's some stuff to that. It's like, some of us are anxious to get into this Heru cycle. Got stuff to do. Got Heru stuff to do. You know what I mean? So yeah. I can definitely be accused of jumping the gun. Haru's next cycle, right? So definitely stick around for that. But why are we still in our set cycle? So there's some things, pondering that question kind of came up that hey, we are still in our set cycle. One, because there's still work we need to do regarding our devotion, right? Devotion to what? Well, our set's job is the devotion of the person, right? The personality traits, right? Those things that make us an individual on this earth, right? Marrying those to our true self, which is void of any personality dispositions to the positive or to the negative, right? Auset, that's neutrality, right? Perfect neutrality, right? So we are marrying the person, which is Auset, right? The personality aspects to the self, right? That's how we create a whole, right? Personality or set being 9, self being 1, Oser 1, right? 9 and 1 is 10. So in that way, we get harmony within the being, right? We get a man or a woman who is, appropriate parts person and appropriate parts God, right? Because God lives in here, and it's on us to bring God out, right? Other than that, God is just going to exist as our autonomous functions, those things that that deal with our growth and development and sustenance on our own without any indication, right? The indwelling intelligence, right? What we trying to do, what the ancient Egyptians did, right? What they did was to link the indwelling intelligence to the actual, sphere of outward movement, right? This is why these people were able to do the things that they were able to do. They were able to go in trance and have a deep level meditation that would take them to, constructing pyramids, and because there was a purpose in the pyramids, right? It wasn't just some big, gaudy decorations on the landscape. No, there's a whole, there's reasons for why we did everything we did, right? So, we can get into that one day. But yeah, ultimately, um, yeah. So this is why we're here. We are still in a set cycle, right? Even though we thought we was going to be jumping on the horse, thought we was going to be grabbing that fire wine, right? We still, we still in the water. Still in the water. Got to still get clean, right? That's all it is. We in the water trying to get clean, right? We in the water, grasping hold of the devotion aspect of the being, right? What are we devoted to? You should look at that. Look at that in your own life. What is it that you're devoted to? Some people are devoted to their health. They're getting their herbs and their tinctures and their teas, and they making their smoothies. What I mean? Other people are devoted to their fitness, right? So they getting their abs together, and they getting their run on and all of that stuff, right? And it's a dedication thing. It's something you do every day. It's something that you're gonna make time to do when there's other things to do. You know, what I mean. Others of us, others of us are. Whoa, that was a nice tongue twister. Others of us are focused on the development of the being, right? You know, we're trying to rise this thing. We're trying to make this thing have better decisions, take better actions, you know, say better words, right? To people in the world, right? We're trying to improve our persons, right? And to improve our persons in the way that we do it, we look to the top of the tree, right? The top of the Pa'at which is Oser, right? Oser is the perfection within our being, right? Somebody asked, is perfection a thing? Is perfection something that we can, achieve? Well, again, it's like, perfection is the goal, right? And, perfection is the lodestar. What I mean? It's not an easy route to, walk in and as Oser, and it's probably not even practical to walk as Oser in every situation, right? Oser is neutrality. You can't necessarily be neutral. That's why it's necessary to, marry the two. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you're going to have to dip in your personality bag and show some personality, right? But, ultimately, perfection is the achieving of the God sphere within us. And that's what we want. We want to be able to achieve the God sphere within us. Peace, my brethren. Good to see you. Yeah. So that's why we're here. We're here. Speaking of peace, this is the brother who asked that question. Synchronicities, man. Things happen like they're supposed to. Right. But yeah. So that's why we're here. We're here to to increase the peace within us. We're here to increase our you know neutral our our devotion to, becoming whole, right? Be- our devotion to raising this being, right? So that's all set, right? So before we get into our set, right, we want to go into some sebek. You know what I mean? Little things tell you what's going on. You know what I mean? And definitely, when I heard the laughter, I was like, sebek is in the house. So, sebek is the opener of the way, right? Why is sebek the opener of the way? Because sebek deals with the thoughts. What are we thinking on the matters, right? What are we thinking is the matter, right? Sebek comes in and, purifies that understanding, right? So as you think about your person and Auset, right, where you are within your own Auset sphere, where you are within your devotion sphere, your devotion to raising your divinity, right? As you think about where you are, right, you want to, push that through the Sebek filter, right? You want to just have that in your mind, right? As we breathe and, chant to Sebek, right? So, Sebek's mantra is Om Ayin, right? Om Ayin. All right, so, if you're writing it down, it's like AUM or AUNG, right? As how we pronounce it, right? And then it's AING, right? And it's Dwau, thank you, Sebek, right? Ongain Dwau Sebek, right? So it's basically very simple, right? And what we're doing is, again, we are, invoking the sphere of intelligence, the sphere of the thoughts now, right? The realm of the thoughts to come and purify, right? Sometimes you might, when people go into a sebek trance, you might see them start laughing, right? So I'm just warning you in case I'm not gonna put it on myself because I mess around and do some stuff y'all gonna say is real funny. So yeah, but when you hear that, many times that laughter comes through you because you're being shown certain things that certain things about yourself, certain things about where you holding your head that actually are funny. Like, it's like when you think about the whole of it, these things kind of are, you can think about an action that you took that you probably wouldn't have took, right? If, all things considered you was correct, right? So it's a funny thing. So we laugh at it, right? And it's just it's an automatic reaction. So if you should see that, don't be too alarmed. But yeah, so the actual full moon came in at about 1:30 ish, right? So we're taking advantage. We at the start of the full moon, y'all. So yeah, let's get it in. Let's go ahead and get into this Sebek mantra, right? So hopefully y'all not driving down the street. I'm saying? Hopefully y'all not so hopefully y'all somewhere sitting chill, what I mean, and y'all are, what I mean, in a quiet place where you can meditate, what I mean? 'Cause that's what we're gonna do. Let's do it. All right, y'all. I'm gonna shut up now. But I might be sparked to say a couple things, so if that happens, it's all good too.
Out left, release left.
Um,
Sneeze the Matthew, 92. 3 breaths per minute. 20.
It's coming. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hold the breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out.
Chanting mentally. In, out, and chanting mentally. In, out, in, out, breathing in and enjoying peace. Breathing out, in and feeling very peaceful and loving it. Breathing out slowly. Nice deep breath in. Breathing out and enjoying it. In, out, breathing in and breathing out. In and chanting. Breathing out and enjoying the peace that's coming over you. In, out. In and sway. Music as you breathe out. In, root in, in. Out. Oh yeah. Enjoying it in. Chanting with your mind. Out. In. Out. Breathing in slowly, deeply, and chanting. Out. Out. In. Breathing out as your spirit takes over the breathing. Out and swallow. Breathing in and always. Out and swallow. In and chanting.
Third eye concentration.
and sinking into deep, deep sleep.
You want to hear the chant in your own voice.
Breathing and chanting. Oh yeah. Oh,
Hear your voice chanting.
that is
On my aim.
developing you at this point.
See yourself with the dog-headed headdress of Sebek, sitting as you await the insight.
Hey, you know that sticks and stones can break your bones, but words, what can they do? Can you imagine the rest of your life all alone, not being one with God? What's your words now? Hold the breath and breathe in and breathe out. Yeah, chanting out. Hey, yeah, you know that sticks and stones can break your bones, but words, what can they do? Hmm? Do you know the keys to voodoo? Voodoo. Uh-huh. Yep, that's right. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but words, what can they do? Oh, they can make you look real good. But not for Sebek. You would really have to live truth. Wow, Sebek, you can say, I'm trying. Wow, Sebek. I didn't lose my money. I was being honest. Wow, Sebek. It wasn't me. My animal did it. Sebek. Of course. I'm not into likes. It's harmonious to my conditioning. Sebek. Oh, Sebek. Wow, Sebek. Were not for you, I would look like such a fool. Wow, Sebek. Were not for you, I could not live with myself. I would just have to live through it. Sticks and stones never broke my bones, but words, they sure broke my home. I pledged to love, she pledged to love. We was talking about different kinds of love. Watch your mouth. Seven in the house. Seven in the house. Seven. Now recall a scenario in which you use those words likes, don't likes, thinking, believing, hating, can't, and live truth. Review them. Who is it? Understand why you got into hot water. Hey, you look foxy.
So in Sebek, what we have is the opener of the way. This is an understanding of your belief system. What is it that you believe? The things that you believe can open your way or close your way. This will determine if the Sebek in you is Tem or Tu. Your system of beliefs. Where do they take you in your mind, in your growth and development? Your system of beliefs.
Didn't seem so funny back then. You wasn't laughing back then, was you? Is it what you're laughing at? Or who you laughing at? Who you laughing at? Who you? Who you? I said, who you? Who you? Who you? Who you? You lost, God.
Don't mind me. And so, where are you within your thoughts on this understanding of your devotion? What is it that you're devoted to? Are you devoted to anything at all? Right? Remember the hood wisdom. Man don't stand for something, he'll fall for anything. How about that one? What is it that you're devoted to? Over here, we devoted to raising our divinity. This is what we want to see in the world. We want to see our persons raised to our higher self. Right? So I was trying to wait, get some more people in the house, but let's go ahead and pour libation. I submit Nater to God. Itaem who comes as Baruch, all of the experiences of life. As I pour, I will invoke the deities. Right? You're going to keep in mind your own invocation as well. As I pour, I'm going to call forth your deceased relatives, your deific energies, etc. We all have various traditions that we're dealing with. Right? So you do what makes you comfortable through pour libation. And it's rock. Nebeche, Ita M, Apneteru, Ita M Shasu, Ita M I am, Ita M Shu, Ita M Tafu, Ita M Nu, Ita M Nut, Ita M An, Ita M Sa'a, Ita M Ra, Ita M Bata, Ita M Amen, Dwa, and Hetep, Ita M Auset, Dwa Nok, Ita M Tehuti, Dwa Nubinater, Ita M Seker, Dwa Onke, Dwa Nasher, Dwa Nekau, Ita M Ma'a, Dwa Menebenokin Ma'a, the living of truth, the distilling of the being, and it's that Harukahuti, Dwa and Pa Ketseti Pep, as we chase the demons away. And it's that Heru, Dwa Eku Chat, the eye is clear, the visions are correct, the will is firm, Dwa Nete, Ita M, Heheru, Dwa Nemeyu, Hetep. We will never forget the sweetness, the joy, the creativity inside of us. And it's that Sebe, Dwa and Sapien Kima'a, as you test my living of truth. Dwanete, Ita M, Auset, Dwan Sign, the wisdom of life, the devotion to God. So we come to bolster, to awaken our devotion to the highest principle within us. Dwanete, Ita M, Gel, Dwan Kab, Kaibit, good health, good sensory receptivity, resources. Dwanete, Ita M, Wajet Nekebet, Dwan Chas, our forces. Ita M, Shersu, Shatsu, my enlightened ancestors, my spirit guides, my angels, Dwau, so I invite you to come today and speak and witness Dwanete for what you do in our lives, to remind us of the past so that we understand where we are going forward. Dwanete for your presence in our lives. Interak Sheps Sekaretu, Interak Sheps Chinshaho, Interak Sheps Kufu, Interak Sheps Onyeki, Interak Sheps Richard Jackson, Interak Sheps Ada Jackson, Interak Sheps Louis Jenkins, Interak Sheps Calvin Jackson, Interak Sheps Mary Jackson, Interak Sheps Mary Jackson, Interak Sheps Jesse Barber, Interak Sheps Ellen Pryor, Interak Sheps Douglas Pryor, Dwayne and Ted, love and light. It's my deceased relatives on the other side, my deceased friends on the other side, love and light. Lessons, Dwayne and Ted, get your lessons, return back home. Dwayne and Ted, love and light to the light workers out there, all the people who deem themselves workers for God, love and light to you, and much power. Duanitere, Nitera, Nitera. So devotion. What is it that we are devoted to? Are you devoted to getting a lot of money and living in this world? What next? Do we have answers for the problems that we face individually and as a people? Let us be devoted to spiritual development. This is the wisdom of Auset. As we devote ourselves to spiritual development, we find that any situation we find ourselves in, we have the correct mental disposition to deal with it. And this, on this planet, is truly what success is. It's not necessarily about having a lot of money, although that makes things easier. Success is being able to access the highest aspects of your being to deal with life as it comes. So let us speak to Auset this full moon. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Om Vam Dehum. Dwau, thank you, Auset. Sign off the wisdom of life. Om Vam V-A-N-G, Dehung, D-H-U-N-G. These are words of power to invoke, awaken the Auset sphere within you, to awaken your receptivity, the Vaughn, the water aspect, the Dehum, the memory aspect. Go within your memory to find out why you are conditioned in the way that you are. What is it that sparks your conditioning? Where did it come from? Let Auset teach you these things about your being. It is only through understanding what we are and where we are that we have the opportunity to correct ourselves. So let us find out where we get our stuff from. Let's go into trance, folks. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hopefully, as you breathe in, you can make a pot belly. Breathe out. You pull the belly in on the out breath to expel the air. And to allow the air to sink, you push the belly out on the in-breath as the air fills into your lungs, dips down into your stomach, and you grab hold of more air. Send your person into a trance state so you can deal with your subconscious mind. So many of us can go to a hypnotherapist to correct our urge to stop smoking or our urge to stop drinking or to acquire a habit. But we can do that ourselves just by understanding our ability for trance, just by working our ability for trance. We can go into trance and change ourselves, fix ourselves. And it is the wisest among us that embark on that mission of fixing the self. Let's be that. In. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. we still have work to do on our devotion. That's why we're still here. We still need to correct what it is that we are devoted to. Are you devoted to something that will help you, something that will heal you? Or are you devoted to something that will eventually hurt you? Toxic habits, toxic people. Are you devoted to these things? Or are you devoted to God, the God principle within self, within the being? What is it that will help you when times get dark? Will those toxic people help you? Those ill, toxic habits that you have, will they assist you through your dark night of the soul? The only thing that can assist you through your darkness is your light. Devote yourself to your light. This is the wisdom of God. This is the wisdom of life. Why not? Devote yourself to something that will help you. Something that will help you when life seems to converge on you and deal you rough circumstances. Put these things in your being so that you have access to them when you need them. And what is devotion? At the end of the day, devotion is humility. Do you walk in humility, a reverence for that which is above you? Or do you walk in ego, right? Ego, ego. That little boy, that little girl within us, ego. It's really the old conditionings, the old ways, the ways that we have held on to since we were a child. Ego. The ego within us is the dark. So that ego, it has a use within us. It has a use, but you use it for what it's used for, and you put it away most other times. Let that ego invoke you some defensiveness when you need it. But if you walking in the defensiveness of your ego on an everyday, you're walking in darkness. You're insecure. That's what sparks the ego. It's insecurities. You walk into the room and puff your chest out because you want others to perceive you in a certain way. It's strong. Strong why? Well, you need strong to do what? To fight. Who you fighting? Who you fighting from the door? There's no need for that from the door. Who you fighting? That ego. Put that away. You don't need it to grow. As a matter of fact, it hinders your growth. You sacrifice that, put it up on the altar. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hold the breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. And if you want security, then you want to marry the person to the self. That's where security lives, in the self. Are you self-aware? Do you have self-esteem? These are the things to be gained from your devotion to your higher self. You don't have to walk into the room with your armor on of defense, your swag, and you're putting on a show. You don't have to put on a show. There's no need for the show. The show is for other people. What do you say to the mirror? The show is for other people. What do you say to the mirror? What does the mirror say back to you? As a child, we get our confidence from that mama. When mama comes and says, "You can do it, baby," that thought echoes through us and becomes us. We say, "Yeah, I can do it. My mama said I could do it." If mama said I can do it, then who gonna tell me I can't do it? So that's how we develop that will within us to do. Sometimes it's necessary to come and tell yourself that you can do it. So tell yourself you can do it. Become devoted to it. That's how you do it. You're so up on your high horse, you can't give someone else a compliment. What are you saying to the world when you cannot give someone else a pure compliment from some place of sincerity within your being? What are you saying? You're saying, "I am insecure. I have to hold on to every bit of confidence that I have for me. I can't give none of it to you so that you can feel good. I have to hold this onto this so that I can feel good." It's a mistake. It's a mistake. That's your animal running your throne. That's the little boy within you, the little girl within you sitting on the throne. You give a compliment. Why? Because you can. Because you have esteem. You are you're big enough to do it. So show someone some consideration. Why? Because you're big enough to do it. Show compassion. Why? Because you know yourself. You can show some of your compassion because you know there's more to you. There's so much more. To those who think that this is a sign of weakness, these are people who are living lopsided, living in a lopsided reality, lopsided understanding of life and who they are. It's not weakness to act from all sides of your being. You can be a man and still be compassionate. And it's a show of strength. It's a show that you have access to more within your being. You have many different parts of your being. If you can't access all of your parts, then you are weaker than me. Because not only can I access my compassion, I can access my power, my strength as well. This is what we become devoted to. Raising the being. Holisticness, right? Being whole. That's what that tree of life is about. It's about being whole. I pay attention to my Auset. Tomorrow I'll pay attention to my Heru. At the end of the day, I've paid attention to all the aspects of my being, and I grew. You have goals. You have goals. You have things that you want to bring in this world, things that you want to do, things that you want to see from your person. Imagine yourself achieving those goals. Imagine yourself in the life after you have achieved those goals. What does your life look like once you have conquered that goal? Give it to Auset. Make it what you are devoted to. Cultivate your devotion. Put the seed in the dirt. Put the sunlight on it. Put the water on it. Let it grow within you. When the king Auset was killed by Set, all of the deities looked upon the scene and they saw themselves as, I guess, powerless to deal with it. So they rocked with it. They just went with the new leadership. There was one. There was one stubborn, feisty one up out of the crowd. She wasn't having that. What did she do? She went to the ends of the earth with her little crew to gather up the pieces of the body of the felled god, Auset. This is devotion. She brought the pieces of the body together. She remembered. She remembered. Through her devotion, she remembered the body of Auset. You must remember who you are. Go past, through, over, up, around those conditionings that some event, some tragedy, some unfortunate happening in your life that told you were some kind of way. You must go through that to remember the God within. Remember the God within. To my Christians, remember Genesis 1:26 says man was made in the likeness of God. God is within. Let us bring God without to work in this world for the betterment of the world. Breathe in. Breathe out. Are you comfortable in your toxicity, your toxic behavior? Aren't you comfortable there? When we grow up, we put away the childish things, the creature comforts that we acquired as we came up. We put them away because there's more to grow within this being. If you are growing older, you're still involved in your childish pursuits, you're still when you are a kid, those ways of being, those ways of acting, you are not an adult. You are not growing. You have to address this. Or not, you don't have to address this. It's up to you. It's life. But you would probably do better. You look around your life. Are you happy? If you're not living as yourself, then you're not happy. If you're living to please others to the detriment of what you know and believe, then you are not doing what you're supposed to do on this planet. Become devoted to self. Be leery of those who ask you to be devoted to them. Be leery of those folks. These attention seekers, these false kings. Don't serve false gods and false kings. Let's not jump the gun again. Yes, but we must know the conditionings. We must know what it is that we need to correct. This is why we do this meditation. We must understand what it is that makes us like the color blue, or like the color red, or like to hear this song, or like to watch this show. Why do we like to take this substance or be around these friends? There's something in our conditions, something in our history, something that made us like this. If results are good with those likes and dislikes you display, then all's fair. But if you look around and you can see the ills that come from you liking this or that or him or her, then you have something to heal within your being. What makes a man or a woman a grown up, what makes a grown up is that the grown up steps to the issue. We take responsibility for what it is we have to do next. We don't just let it languish. See, the kids are looking for the solution to come outside of themselves, but the grown ups, we going to take action. Auset, they say, is passive, but it was no passive deed to gather up a crowd. That was no passive deed at all. That was Auset, the warrior. That was Mama Warrior. Take you right to Mama Bear, right? What happens when that predatory animal perceives danger to her cubs? She turns into a beast. That's what you have to be. So we have to take our example from nature, from Nectar. Sometimes you have to be a beast, even though you are a devoted steward of humility. You show your humility as you approach God, or your lack thereof. So hopefully we are gaining insight into the conditionings, the things that make us how we quote unquote are. Because these are not necessarily how we are. These are superimpositions. These are things that came from the way we saw an event happen, the way an event happened to us that shaped our person into being this way or that way, and we grew comfy with it. So, what is it that you have to heal? Hopefully, through this meditation, you are getting a strong clue of what it is that you have to heal. Now we can attend to the healing. The Tang mantra is a mantra for healing. So whether your healing is psychological or physical, you want to see yourself wrapped up in the waters of Auset. You want to see those conditionings leave your body as the water waves wash them away. You want to see the water wash over those parts of your being that are broken and heal them. Let the water take away the darkness and replace it with the light. So the mantra is Om Tam, Auset and Tam. So it's Auset healing. Om Tam Dwa Suche. Dwa and healing. Sucha is what means healing. Auset, Dwa for healing. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Let the breath sink. Breathe out. Hold the breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hold the breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hold the breath. Breathe in. Push the stomach out. Allow the breath to sink in, respirate you. Breathe out. Pull the stomach in such that you expirate all the air. Hold. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let the rhythm of the cadence of events take you into a trance. The chant. Breathing out. Chanting. Om Tam. Auset Tam. And breathing out. Om Tam. Auset. I need you to take care of others, of each other. If we don't, then it's not Earth, it's another planet. But here we take care of each other. So if I walk into the room and I see that you are down, I can figure out a word to lift you up. And that way we care. That way we give to each other. No man is an island. We exist with others. Let us be a source of healing to each other and ourselves. It's necessary to sit in front of that mirror and say those affirmations of greatness upon yourself. It's necessary to get secure, to nourish yourself as a mother would. It's necessary. If you don't have anybody around to help you, nourish you, get that mirror and nourish yourself. Who will nurture the family when the mother is gone? Who will step up, gather pieces of the family together? Who will of keeping it together? If no one, then it's lost. Access the healing waters. Just work your trance. Work your trance and your intention. Use those healing waters of Auset. Place that water on your boo-boo. Become whole. See yourself whole. See yourself walking where your leg was broke. Throwing a ball where your arm was fractured. See yourself where your heart was broke. Hugging the light source that God sent you. Showing love where your heart used to be broken. Take the dig deep into the subconscious mind. Fix some things. Have you identified where you're broken? what it is that you need to put that water on. Meditate. Let God show you where you're broken. To my men, my Tefu, my Herus, have you healed your parts as well? Have you used the water to nurture your fire? Or are you just walking around in a fiery state? There's a need for balance. All fire, you burn things. There's a need for balance. If you are all fire, then you are insecure. You are not secure. If you are all fire and no water, then you are not secure. You are lopsided. There are parts of your being that you have not accessed, or that you do not acknowledge or allow to come to the fore. Therefore, even though you may think kindness is weakness, you present a weakness to the world in not being able to access your kindness. Not being able to access a part of your being is a weakness. Shut it off. Why? Because you're involved in what it looks like to others. What do I look like if I'm kind to somebody? Or what do I look like if I accept this? That's the boy within you screaming, what do you look like? The man doesn't care. The man displays and exhibits purposefulness. So he doesn't care what he looks like. As for children, acknowledge all your aspects. Man, woman. Acknowledge all your aspects, or else you are weak. There's a weakness within you, within the man who cannot access his water. There's a weakness there. Because what will you do when you need your water? What will you do when your woman asks you for some water and all you have is fire? Pretty soon you'll burn your relationship away because she needs some more of that water just as much as she needs that fire. Let us become whole as we acknowledge the tree of life within. The Meduneter is not just some cards, it is serious. It's no plaything. We're not playing cards. We're talking to God. We're dealing with God. Growth doesn't happen by accident. Growth is something that you focus on. Once again, the best fighters are sensitive beings that can intuit and anticipate where the next strike will come from and have the ability to adjust. That's an Auset function. So for you to be your best as a man, you still must attain balance. You must invoke feminine aspects of your person to nourish male aspects of your person. Be renewed in the healing waters of the mother. Be renewed in the healing waters of the mother. Be renewed in the healing waters of the mother. Bask in the healing waters. Let those waters heal your mind, heal your body, heal your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your spleen. Be healed in the waters. It is necessary for us to visit the various aspects of our being, or else we are not holistic. Well, holistic is the best way to be, hands down, because there is a need for all aspects in life. There's a need for one to become all things at various times in life. So we have to have the wisdom to be able to understand what to be, when to be. But definitely, it is necessary to access all the parts. So what the Auset glyph represents, Auset, the understanding that everything begins as seed. We put it in the dirt periodically and it grows. So that's what we're working for. We are working to grow the God within. As we see, if it is left to its own, then it just exists in the background and our lives just become what it becomes. But where we cultivate it, that's what you see when you look at the accomplishments of those folks in ancient Egypt. These people were nourished in the understanding that at the essence of them is the creator, is the creator of all beings, of all things. And they were able to do wondrous things based on this understanding that they cultivated. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to imitate these great people, to catch hold of something that they had, something that they knew, in order to rise to that level. Auset Hum. Om is the word of mantra, the word of power, head within us. The mantra that gives us access to the wisdom faculty. So it's Om, Auset, Hum. Breathe in. Breathing out. And hold the breath. Breathe in. Breathing out. I'll let Shechem take over. Breathe in. Third eye concentration. Gentle breath.
To offer the fruits of my labor to the honor of God. Who am I? Hold the breath. Breathe in deep. Who am I? I am the one who is made stronger by opposition. Those who oppose me, I am one with them. I am therefore stronger in my honoring of God. One with those who oppose me is divided and stronger with the spirit of power of God. One with those who prefers to be my enemy. Who am I have no enemies, only little brothers and sisters.
So, how do we know that we're growing in God? That we're growing the God portion of ourselves? It's when things don't hurt so much. It's when someone offends, but you don't feel it so much because you've replaced it with neutrality. You could give less attention, energy to that which doesn't matter. And now you are at peace. So something offensive comes, but you can't be disturbed because you've attached to your original nature. You know. Let us walk in our divinity and see greatness from ourselves. Call it into this session. I hope that you've been able to get some work done inside that head, that heart, that body. I hope you've been able to do some healing today that you can take with you. Remember, this, for some of you is an introduction, but you can always revisit it. You can go back to a place within your spirit where the answers live, where the healing lives. You want to revisit this place often, not just on the full and new moons. You want to make these things a part of your being so that we bring back God in the world. Let us bring back God in the world through bringing back God within ourselves. This is ahead. This is how Christ returns. I'm going to leave y'all alone. I'm going to say peace and love. Thank y'all so much for coming out. And I ask you to take this with you. Take this emotion, this neutrality, this stillness, this peacefulness of being. Remember this so that you may have access to it when times get weird. All right? Peace and love.